welcome to Digital Marketing and Strategy. This is a critical class because it builds the building blocks to everything that you do. This is basically what we're drawing towards. I'm hoping by the end of today and by the end of the further courses that you'll come on with me, you'll have the skills to be able to fill out something like this. So I decided that I'm going to send this slide out to anyone that is part of the free 1 hour session today, as well as it's part of our Coursepack. I made this up yesterday and I thought this is so useful. I'd like to share it with everyone because really, why am I doing this? Because I want people to be successful. So today's skills, you're going to learn the digital marketing audit process, which is critical because so much has changed in today's world, especially with COVID, that the digital marketing audit is critical. Then we're going to talk about strategy and growth steps and how to fill in the blanks in your plan and something called team principles that I started. So the actual 12 digital marketing courses, you can see them on my website. I've just put them up here again. The next one for next week is e-commerce and social selling, which is something that is so critical now with COVID. Those that have embraced social selling are doing well. The one after it is really critical. Your Google listing. The Google listing and using it properly. My clients who have used their Google listing properly have exceeded expectations than they could ever anticipated. Their Google listing is more powerful than any paid ads or any website activity. So it's very exciting. So I won't go through all of them because we only have an hour to do the digital marketing and strategy today. So the Coursepack, those of you who are, thank you for purchasing the Coursepack. You'll be invited to stay after 2 o'clock for the Q&A, and I'll be sending you a recording of today's session, plus all of the materials that I have that are part of this PDF, PowerPoint rather, plus the workbook audit to do the digital marketing audit, plus a number of videos that I've created recently about audits, planning, teams, virtual trade shows, something I'm doing recently right now for one of my clients, and customer service, which is critical. That's something that's new with COVID. Customer service, those that are doing customer service through social media are succeeding. Then you always have the option of doing the certification for the class. So digital marketing today, why are we even talking about strategy? It's because you are over 500% more likely to succeed with a written strategy. So that's why I want to show you how to do that properly. There's something that I talk about always that I wanted to share with you. And it's something you need to think about while we're going through our presentation. Social media is the subconscious. And Google is the conscious mind. So in Google, you go to Google to search for something, but you decide once your search results come up through your subconscious if you trust or don't trust who you're seeing on that list. And the subconscious is driven by, what do you think? By social media. So what I like to say is your subconscious is Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. It's the subconscious is what you're feeding through your social media platforms, whereas the conscious is when people are actually going into Google, and I've put LinkedIn on both sides, to search for something directly. Search results come up, and they decide if they're going to trust it by the activity they saw subconsciously on social media. That's why it's so critical. And so then you might think, oh, email is one of your 12 sessions, Sophie. How does email work into it? Is it subliminal or is it direct? Is it subconscious, which is subliminal, or is it conscious, which is direct? Well, you know, it's both, because you'll get some emails that you just ignore sometimes. We all do that. We apologize to each other. But then you'll remember, oh yeah, that email I received 3 weeks ago, it pops up again in their monthly newsletter, and you might go to it. So I find that email works on both, and it's critical. It has become a tool that I thought was actually going to become irrelevant, but it's one where all of my clients, regardless of the industry, do well when they have quality email direct marketing that they send out, and we have a whole section just on that. So what do you think subliminal versus direct marketing content. What do you think subliminal versus direct marketing content is? Well, this is kind of, I thought I would pull this together for you. So direct posts that talk about how do you buy my products, I would call direct type of marketing, which does not work on social media. That's the kind of post you would put on Google, because people are looking for it direct, how to buy the product. Subliminal on social media is maybe a good morning video when you're unpacking a new shipment of one of your products. That's what subliminal marketing is. So it's subliminal is very different from direct. You can see that when I'm showing you these examples, right? So what is subliminal? Again, let's think about how they buy your product. You know, another product or service. It could be your clients talking about loving your product or service. Again, that's a subliminal message versus a direct message. So again, subliminal is what you would put on social. So you want to think about that, subliminal versus direct. Clients using your products or services, they're actually in the action of using your services or client. That goes a long way in a subliminal message. It's an authentic video or photo of someone enjoying your product. That goes a long way in the subliminal trust to basically just saying, buy my product. You can see the difference, right? Getting people subliminally to enter your, products or service contest. Again, subliminally, you're letting people know that you have these products or services versus asking them again to buy them. So another subliminal type of positioning is staff training or client training or how to use your product. So that again is another cool subliminal way to get your information out there. And especially if your target, if your staff is at a training session, it's showing that they're being trained and it's showing that they're getting this knowledge. So you're actually showing the training session versus just saying our staff is knowledgeable. And then a really good one is everyone's talking about buy local these days, which is important. But what works better subliminally is showing a photo of you and your family in the local setting or giving back locally. That's more powerful than just saying buy local, because you're actually showing that you're local. So if you're B2B, that's what this next slide is about, but I'm not going to focus on it here. You can see it yourself. Again, the difference between subliminal and direct. So why is subliminal so important? Why do you think subliminal is so important? It's often third-party content. So third-party content is, what is that? So what is third-party content? Think about that for a second. What is third-party content? Third-party content is user-generated content, we call it. That's when a client posts a picture using your services or your product, and then you share that, and they're saying how happy they are with it. That is extremely important. What else is it? Reviews. We have a whole section on reputation management and your Google listing. We'll be talking about reviews there. It's critical to getting found in your success. So when I look at that, third-party content is critical because it includes reviews and posts by others, which increases, which could be spelt correctly, which increases trust in sales. It increases your trust in sales. So without that third-party content, without that authentic third-party content, it's impossible to gain the trust that you need to increase your sales. So this is why you need a digital marketing plan to understand, okay, where am I going to get my subliminal messages from? And how am I going to now reach through all the noise? And what do I mean by all the noise? This is what happens every 60 seconds online. Every 60 seconds, there's over 200,000 photos uploaded on Facebook and just millions and millions of searches on Google. So how do you get found? And that's what we are going to lay out for you right now on how to create your strategy and how you get found. So digital marketing, there's these team principles that I've come up with that are critical. That if you think about these team principles, while you're going to do your digital marketing audit, then you're going to look for the correct things on your digital marketing audit. So what I'm going to get to in a little bit is your digital marketing audit, the process on how to go through that. But before I do, what I want to do is share with you digital marketing principles. There's a team approach that I came up with a couple of years ago, and it really works, especially now through COVID, where things are becoming so transparent. The team approach is critical. So the team approach means a couple of different things. One, it's working together as a team, and the other is each TEAM, each means something different. So working together as a team, it could be your staff and your team, it could be your clients where it's third-party material where they're posting how much they love you guys. It could be an influencer or a giant in your area who's used your products or services, who's sharing your message, or it could be your community, your full community that you've created either locally or online. So teamwork means that you're posting, someone is sharing it, your clients are posting, you're sharing it, your influencer is posting, you're liking it, they're sharing it, they're engaged, you're all engaged. That's the team approach, and you're all helping each other grow. That's the first element and principle, the team approach. The second element and principle is T stands for trust. Every post that you put out there, you need to make sure it's trustworthy, it causes engagement, there's an action to it, and it's measurable. So let me just have you think about that for a second. Okay, perfect timing. So we're just starting to talk about team. So team is working together to help your reputation and your trust grow, meaning, I'm not sure if you were here for that part. Team is basically your team helping you grow, your clients helping you grow, making it easy for your clients to post and tag you so you can share their experiences with your target market. Influencers, those people that are big in your industry, that are big in your community, making it easy for them to help you share your message and get their attention so they're sharing how happy they are with your products and services. And then your own community. How do you get your community to share your online activity? And so team is basically the team, as well as TEAM mean trust, engagement, action, and measurable. Every post you do should instill trust, should give them the ability to engage, should give them an action, and should be measurable afterwards. So a good post does that. So when you're going to be doing your audit for your competitors, you need to look at it with the lens of the team principles. So again, trust, it builds trust, because without trust, you're not going to get someone to actually buy from you. So that's the T is really important. Trust also happens when they're emotionally impacted by your post. That happens by authentic posts. That happens by you talking, and that happened clearly through COVID. People want to see someone real. They want to talk to someone real. We always said that brochureware was not effective. It's even less effective now with COVID. So they want to feel, so that's why live streaming is important, videos are important, no stock photos, no brochureware, and user-generated content is critical because people trust your clients when they say they loved the experience with you, and you're sharing that. They trust that. So trust is important. Number two is engagement. Did you post something and no one liked it, no one commented, or are you getting the engagement? So when you're going to do the audit for your competitive audit, you're going to look through and see, was there engagement in their posts, and what kind of posts did they do that caused the engagement? So that way you understand what causes engagement in your target audience, because with engagement, it increases growth. It's critical. It also increases trust. So trust, engagement begats growth, and it begats trust. It's really, really important. So, and it increases, when I say growth, it increases the reach of the number of people that see your posts. And you're hoping those people that engage are targeted. So those are people that are going to be likely be your clients. So they're now communicating with their friends who hopefully are other people that will likely be your clients. So one of the things that we'll also be talking about when you're doing your competitive audit is, are they servicing through their social media platforms? So there's engagement, but now because of COVID, a real critical new element is social media servicing, meaning that they are responding to messages in a timely fashion. And I'm finding that all of my clients that have done well through COVID and continue to do well are now doing much of their customer service questions and answers through a messaging platform. And a lot of them are using Facebook's messaging platform, which is free, on their website as well. And it all comes back to one person or one email, and they're able to reply immediately. So that's critical. And I'm finding that all of my different businesses in many different industries that is the common element to not only engaging in their posts, but also engaging in customer service through social media, which, what does that do? It causes trust and it builds your loyalty. So 81, I've seen now 86, I've seen 94, but consumers purchasing is based on the decisions of their friends on social media, as well as on the reviews of strangers on Google. So the reviews and the post comments are critical. So this is, again, what's going to help you cause trust online. And so the traditional sales funnel, I'm not going to go through it in detail because I'll run out of time, but we know it was causing awareness and consideration. Then they finally purchased and they became an advocate of your product. But bring in social media, what happens is when they're just posting and they're just interested, that now increases the number of people that are entering into your trusted area in your funnel. So that's one of the visuals I really like. So engagement, this is why engagement is so important. It increases the number of people that trust you and that now see that you're trustworthy and that enter into your sales funnel. So action, that's critical. You don't want to put a post out there about an event and not give them the link to actually buy now or act now. And this is why I love social selling now. I could put out a contest about a product, but I can tag it with a link where they can actually buy that product directly from Instagram or from Facebook or from your Google post. So it's really critical, your Google listing post. So what I love about action is, because of COVID or during COVID, people have gotten more used to buying online. We were used to it before, but they've gotten even more used to it now. And with how easy it is to create a Facebook shop or an Instagram shop or add a shop on your Google listing, it's really simple for that act now to be not only learn more, but to buy now. So don't forget, the team principles is trust. Is it engaging? And what you're going to be looking for your competitive audit is, do they have a call to action, an act now, which is sign up today or buy now or learn more? These are all examples, or watch now for a video. Those are all examples of actions. Okay, so that's what I mean by action. And the final acronym was team, engaging. We have a whole section. I think it's the second last session on measures and measurable, and that one is all about how to measure. What I like to do is make sure that you think about, how am I going to measure success And in that session, we're going to talk more about how you measure success through SMART principles. And so I'm not going to get into that now, but every single platform has a way to measure success. So that's an old slide from 2016. It's one of my older clients that was spending very little on. Anyways, I won't get into who it was, but we're going to talk about how to extend your reach through measures and ads, but also how to measure your success. So that's a summary of the team principles that I really need you to understand. So now when we talk about your audit, you're kind of able to get, okay, now I get why I want to do this audit, and I understand what I'm looking for when I'm doing this audit, which then is going to drive what is your value proposition. So social media audit. So I have, from current slide, so what I have is a whole workbook just on the social media audit. So let me just go over to that workbook over here. So it's something that I've started doing with my clients, I guess, I don't know, officially about a year ago. And I found during COVID, it became critical because everything has changed in COVID. Nothing you're doing this year is the same as last year. Nothing your clients are doing this year is the same as last year. So understanding what your competitors are doing and understanding what you do is so critical. So this is where this competitive audit becomes important. This in itself, if you're able to take anything away from today, if you can take this away, I would be really, really happy, because you're going to find a huge difference in how you look at things. So again, look at it through the lens of your team approach. And so what you're going to look at is, first of all, the Google listing. So the second thing you're going to look for is, so what do I mean by that? So you're going to go to your Google, and you're going to say you're an accountant in Calgary. You're going to go to Google and you're going to put in accountants in Calgary. Pretend you're your client and you're looking for somebody that does what you do. So it's going to be accountants in Calgary. So up come all the accountants in Calgary that Google knows about. And this is how you start your competitive audit. This is how I do it for my clients. So you go in and you're searching for accountants in Calgary, and they come up. So first, what you're noticing is, okay, these first three have ads. When you are looking at your Google listing, the things above the fold are ads first, and then next are your free Google listings. That's why we have a whole section workshop on Google listings, which is not next week, but the week after. So your Google listing is here. When you click on these, people listings. So I'll go to the next slide. So these are all free Google listings. You can see this one is a paid ad, but the rest are free. And so what you can see here is this one has reviews, this one has reviews, that one has reviews. So what you're going to do in your competitive audit is you're going to go, and you're going to, I'm live now, and you can see that it's kind of small, so I won't go into too much detail, but you are actually going to go in and you're going to say, okay, so what have they done in their Google listing? Let me click on this one, and you're going to see, do they have, let me just click on a random one. Do they have any more photos? This one doesn't, it's just outside. Well, let me look at this one. Oh, they've got an internal photo. That's excellent. So you're going to look around and bop around and see what these people have done in their Google listings, so you get an idea. Then you're going to look to see, are they replying to reviews in their Google listings, or aren't they? So I'm going to look at this one. They've got a lot of photos that they've put up, and they've got 41 Google reviews. Wow, that's outstanding. So you're going to look around and you're going to see what they're doing. So that is so important. And then from there, let me just go back to my Google listing. So from there, when you're looking at your Google listing, you're looking at, okay, what was their approach to their Google listing? Were they working with their reviews? Yes or no? Did they add new photos? Yes or no? Did they add new videos? Yes or no? And then you're able to see, okay, there's a gap. They haven't been doing videos. I can do videos. or they've got some photos, but they don't have team photos. And we know people are going to trust a team photo over just a photo of your empty building. So you may want to stage something of yourself working with a client because people are going to want to see that. Maybe they don't have any products because you can add products to your Google listing. You can request reviews. You can in your email send out a link. Please click here for you to put a Google review up. So we have a whole section on just that. So you want to do that first. And then you want to go and you're going to look at their website. Am I on their website? I think so. Yeah. You're going to go to their website and you're going to see from there where their social platforms are. They're usually up here on the top right. So you're going to go to each social platform that is relevant in your business, and you're going to click on that social platform and you're going to see how many followers they have. So then you're going to go back to your audit and you're going to put down the number of people they have following them in that actual platform. So that's followers 417. Then you're going to scroll down and you're going to see what approach are they using. These guys are doing quotes. They're doing quotes. And then you're able to see from that, when you toggle over it, you see this one comes up as 8. This one comes up as 15, 17. You're able to see the amount of people that like those posts, 11, 9, 7. So, and then if you click on it, you're able to see when they last did this post. So this one was a couple hours ago. So you're just going to quickly go through, this was a day ago, and see how often they're posting. It looks like they're posting daily. So you want to go through 3 days ago, definitely looks daily, and they are definitely posting these quotes. So you're going to want to look at that and say, okay, that's interesting. They've got 417 followers, which is amazing, but they're just using quotes in accounting, which I have seen others that use the quotes mixed in with staff photos. And I have to say the staff photos do tremendously well compared to the quotes. Even the quotes don't do too badly. But you get the idea. You go through each one and you look again to see, okay, what are they doing on this one? How many, oh, look what's popped up here. Is anyone available to chat? So what you're going to find on your audit is frequency, engagement, and what I've added to, what I've added to this for this year, because it's different from last year, is customer engagement has always been there, but service, customer service. Does this pop up? The customer service, is anyone available to chat? Do you have any questions? Because that's important. A lot of people are using that customer service. Did they have that on their website? Let's talk. What happened when we clicked on that? Let's talk. Does it go to something live as a live chat? It doesn't. So you get to find out a lot about your competitors this way. You get to see that they've got their services on here. So you kind of do a deep dive, and this is why I just pick 4, and you go through each one of their accounts that are relevant in your industry, and you see what they're doing, and you fill out your audit the way we're just talking about. So you look at your own Google listing, what's your approach, your number of reviews you have, photos, videos, and then your competitors. Facebook, frequency, how often are they posting? So if you go through here and you scroll down, you can see 2 hours ago, 1 day ago, and they're posting on a certain basis. And I know for a fact that this is coming in from Instagram, which we will do a whole, we'll do a whole group on how to post best on Facebook, how to post best on Instagram, and that will help you understand what might be going through my brain right now when I'm looking at this. So, but at least they're doing it daily. And then, so you may ask, why did she say at least they're doing it daily? I didn't mean anything by that. You could be very effective and only post 3 times a week, but we'll get into that when we talk about tactics at a later time. So you want to go through and do your audit on every platform. And then don't forget to look at your own website and their websites and determine what you like and dislike about your own website and their website. So now you're saying, okay, this is excellent. I've done all this work. I've gone through it. I'm seeing everything about this company, and maybe the other one that I want to look at is these guys. I'm going to look at and I'm going to look at their social media, and then I'm going to find out a lot of information about them as well. And I'm not seeing their social media. So what I found is when I've gone through and I've worked with accountants in the past, or any group, you're able to see, when you look at such a variety. You see some that actually have their client statements, their client testimonials, pictures of them working with their clients, and you'll find consistently those do really well on social. Because why are people there? They're looking to relax, they're looking to chill out, and that's where they are getting their trust value. So the competitive audit helps you do that. I find that you can actually do your competitive audit in an hour, and it is really, really important. Okay, so let's just slideshow from current slide, just continue with this. So now that you've done your competitive audit and you've gone through and you see what their approach is, you see how often they're posting, you see which of their posts are most engaging. And what I often do when I do this part is I'll do screenshots of what's most engaging, so that I have them in my file for each business that I'm working with. So you might want to do that for your own business. What their approach is, I do a screenshot of what their approach is. Is it a video? Is it a photo? And I'll do a screenshot of it. And don't forget hashtags. If you have someone who is doing very well on Instagram or Facebook and on LinkedIn, and that's one of the columns here that are missing. If you're a B2B company, you also want to be on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, we now use hashtags on LinkedIn. So borrow their hashtags, click on their hashtags and see what comes up. Okay, so your hashtags are really important on Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So you've done your competitive audit. Now you can take that step back and look at, what are you all about? What is your purpose? What are, from looking everything above, what drives your unique value proposition, which equals purpose? What drives your unique value proposition? And this is where you're able to see, okay, up above, all they did was quotes. They're trying to show that they're an expert in the industry, but they're not showing that their team has any education. They're not showing that their team has any trust value with their clients. So what you want to do now is think, okay, so my value proposition to my clients, the reason they're going to trust me over someone else is that is what our clients are saying. So what you're going to want to do is have the purpose be that you are going to be increasing your business based on posting the value your clients see in your services. You're going to be posting the value your clients see in your staff training. So you're going to be posting these things that are going to turn into your unique value proposition. No one can take away how your client feels about you. No one can take away how educated your own staff is. Everyone's got maybe an accounting degree, but no one is your staff who talks about why they love being an accountant, why they love helping their clients. You see how you're making it your unique value proposition? So you are unique, and don't be afraid to bring that out there, because now with COVID, people want authentic and they want to know what is unique about you. So once you have your purpose, then you're going to turn that into hashtags. Which hashtag goes along with each purpose? What are the keywords or hashtags that go along with each purpose? So I have a link that I'll share with you that you put in your keywords, and up comes how often those keywords are searched for. So that's really important to know how often your keywords are searched for. It could be something that you think is important, but you need to make sure your clients people are actually searching for those keywords. So this becomes the building blocks of your strategy. This becomes your strategy. What's your purpose? You've got 3 purposes listed up there. And then you're going to indicate what are the keywords for each one of those purposes. Okay, so what are the keywords for each one of those purposes? Then you want to make sure you're using those keywords throughout your website so that your website comes up for those keywords. You want to make sure that those keywords are used in all of your posts, the relevant posts where you're talking about something to do with that keyword. You want to make sure that those keywords are used definitely in your Google posts when you're posting on your Google listing, because that's critical. That way it gets found. So your keywords are really, really important, but you don't know your keywords until you've completed your purpose. You don't know your purpose until you've looked at your competitors to see what they're doing right now, and then how you differentiate yourself in what they're doing. A lot of my clients will say, well, if I'm going to look at my competitors, their fear is that they're just going to get overwhelmed. And you don't. You end up seeing the gaps because you know what you do so well. When you look at your competitors, you'll see, wow, okay, I do this really well and nobody is talking about it. So that becomes one of my purposes, okay? So then what you want to do next in this process is your growth partners. So who are those people, whether it's in your local location, whether it's your industry or an association, that care about what you do? So if you are going to talk about a vlog that you've got coming out on tips on something that one of your staff or yourself are talking about, who are you going to tag that their members would share it, right? So you want to make sure that you write that down. You at this point research their handles and who are they? What kind of growth partner are they? And why do you need a growth partner? 89% of your growth happens often when you're at an event or when an industry expert retweets you or shares it on LinkedIn or shares it on Facebook or regrams you on Instagram. So that's why it's critical, or shares it in a story. So we'll talk about all those techniques on later sessions. So the step 2 in all of this is your outreach. And your outreach is trade shows, associations, and what you're looking for are, what are the trade shows that I should go to? You prioritize your trade shows like you do every year. But what's new this year is there's a tremendous number of virtual trade shows out there. So a lot of my clients are now deciding which virtual trade shows to go to. You Google it, and there's a lot of them that come up. And a lot of them are free to go to. So right now I have some clients going to some virtual trade shows, and they're saying that they're more intimate because you can actually choose to go talk to someone you're seeing at the trade show. And as you know, when you're at a live trade show, people are walking by, you don't have time, you're in a hurry. Well, here you're face to face with them and you're talking. So what we're finding is the virtual trade shows are actually enabling better conversations and better leads than the regular trade shows. So it's interesting. The industry is saying that those virtual trade shows are going to stick around after we are all able to go and hug each other again. So you look at your virtual trade shows and you say, okay, which ones are the ones I might want to go to? You don't have to go as a boothie. You don't have to go as an exhibitor. You don't have to go as a sponsor. You can actually just go, and many of them are for free, and get the experience of talking to others. You can actually go and be a boothie and have everything that you have around you that you would display, like this was my Coursepack, for example, for this course that I'd be sending out after, which has all of the material, all of the actual workbooks, all of the things that you fill out, and all of the videos, so people can come to your booth like this. They can talk to you, they can download links, they can give you their emails. So it's very, very effective. And then prioritize the associations you want to join, because right now associations have become really important in sharing their members' content online, which they're seen as influencers, which gives you more trust. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm just looking. No, there's no questions. Okay, good. Not good. You have questions, that'd be great. So the outreach, target So another part of outreach that you want to think about in your plan is, okay, like I said, you're going to look at all the trade shows and list the ones you want to go to. You're not going to go to all of them, but you're going to find that there are some where your target market is going to, and it's a good idea, right? And you can't join all associations, but you want to pick and choose, just like every year. And then you also want to be, if you can, be a guest speaker as a blog or a vlogger. Many people are doing these right now, blogs and vlogs. You could be a guest speaker, which causes you to get more trust, and that blogger or vlogger is going to share your presence, which gets you more reach. So then another thing you want to do, the next step in my audit, in the strategy, the next step in the strategy, you've done your audit. Now the next step in the strategy, and this is part of the strategy, is what are you going to continue or discontinue next year? Based on the audit, you're seeing that, wow, I didn't realize my competitors were on Instagram. So maybe that's something that you want to start next year. You want to actually continue or start next year or improve. Maybe you realize, you know what, no one's on Twitter anymore. Maybe you're going to discontinue that. So you go through every platform based on what you've seen on the audit, and you decide, are you continuing or not? And then what I also like to do is radio, television, and print. Is it something that you might consider? Is it something you might consider? A lot of my clients are still doing radio, those that are local clients. Others are still doing television, and some are actually still doing print. So you got to decide what's your monthly budget and what might you spend it on. Again, you don't need to spend anything. I prefer authentic posts that are authentically shared, that are organically growing, that causes you authentic and trust and clients. But if you have a monthly budget, maybe you're going to add some to one of these platforms or a few of these. Okay. So measures, I'm not getting into today because our 11th workshop is all about measures. But in that, what you want to think about in your strategy is, what is what's my deal here? Like, what am I targeting? So if you look at Digital Main Street at all, I'm a vendor for Digital Main Street. They always tell you to think about what percentage growth do I expect to have with this new sales channel. So if I am now putting some of my products for sale on Facebook, what percentage growth might that have? If I'm going to a virtual trade show, what percentage growth might that have? So you might want to try and work through that if you can. This is the exact same chart as before. I don't know why I have it twice. Sorry about that. So finally, what you're able to do now is you're looking at, okay, so now every month, this is your plan. Every month, you're going to go through, and this is easy for you to recreate this if you haven't bought the Coursepack, but if you've got the Coursepack, you'll be getting this. Every month, think of, is there something seasonal I can talk about? Is there a virtual trade show or a live trade show I can go to? Do I have specials that make sense that month? And then fill in all of those blanks. That will drive what part of your purpose is when you're posting for that month. Okay, so I do this with every client. Every quarter, we look at what's going on for the next 3 months. Are there trade shows? Are there specials? Is there something seasonal going on that we should be talking about? So I don't want it to be Mother's Day tomorrow and I forgot I have nothing prepared for it. So that's why I like looking at it 3 months out. Okay, so we talked about what the importance of an influencer is. The importance of an influencer is that 89% of your growth happens and trust happens when an online friend or an influencer engages with your posts. And again, don't forget to list your influencers as I had before. And so this is a little bit more detail that it may be overkill. You may not want to go in this detail, but you may want to look at, okay, Monday, which purpose am I talking about on Mondays? What kind of visual do I use on Mondays? What call to action do I want on Mondays? Do I have a budget for that? And who do I tag? To me, I do these instinctively every time I post for my clients. You may want to just start with these. And like I said, if you can post 3 times a week effectively, that is more than enough. And effectively, I mean, you're getting engagement and you're getting the kind of call to action that you want. So let me just share with you one of the clients I work with. that I trained a few years ago and has continued to do this even through COVID and has pivoted beautifully. They have a purpose every every Friday they have Fun Friday, Fun Fact Friday, and they're showcasing a fun fact about one of their staff every Friday. So another client I have, they work by themselves. They are they do Throwback Thursdays on their education, on fun things they've done with their family. So they're but they are a single person that is running their company. So they have a theme every Thursday that goes along with Throwback Thursday. And the purpose of it is to show that they're real, that they give back to the community, they have a family. So they're showing past photos of things that they've done in the community. Fun Friday, they also do, a fun on Sunday. They do something that's fun around the community again. But on Mondays, both of these clients happen to unveil products, things that they have new that they're going to be talking about in their shop in one case, or things that they're going to be talking about as far as new services they're offering, or just updating people on services they're offering. So they have different themes just a few times a week, and that has kept them really effective. Now, on top of that, what I have is some clients that will actually do a live video every morning to say, hey, good morning, how's it going? I'm feeling a little uncomfortable today with this and this, but I'm going to make myself do it, and they're being vulnerable. And that has increased the trust value. And it's pretty amazing, actually. So this is, again, going back to this, you could, my little calendar here is really effective. These are the apps we'll be doing in the video workshop, which is, I think, 4 workshops from now. These are apps that I can't live without. I use them every day. So it's on the bottom of this little of this little chart. So you look at purpose every month. I look to see what is my purpose for that month. And I think of 3 purposes for that month. I go for my big purpose that I know I need to differentiate myself. I look at that month and I say, okay, I really want to emphasize this month. I want to emphasize this. I want to emphasize this. And then I also indicate, do I have a budget that month that I want to spend on any of these things? And then I indicate, okay, so what kind of authentic photos will I be taking to help me post about these topics? And when we do each one of the Facebook, Instagram, and in each one of the platforms, we're showing how to post best there, how to use stories, because stories have become really important on Instagram and Facebook. And then the visual workshop that we're doing in 2 workshops from now, we'll be showing you how to do the videos using a lot of these little apps. But the next week, what we're doing is the how to turn your products into something you can sell through social media, through e-commerce and social selling. So that's what I wanted to show you on that one, but I'm going to go back to the original slides from current slide. So that helps you through your social media audit, and it fills in all the blanks for your digital marketing strategy and plan. So again, so now you've done your digital marketing plan. You're thinking, okay, you've done all your audits. So I give people these kind of tips. So if you're still a little confused, what are you positioning yourself to be an expert or the go-to for? I want to be the place they come to buy plants. I want to be the place they come when they need any admin help, virtual admin. I want to be the person that they trust for those things. So how are you going to increase? So another purpose might be that I want to increase traffic to my website, my social platforms. Well, then you better be posting on your Google listing once a week at least, so you're getting that traffic back to your platforms. You want to improve communications between your clients, your staff, your volunteers, your community partners. That's if you're, so how would you do that? Maybe a live vlog, maybe a live stream on a monthly basis or on a weekly basis. So you want to enable existing clients and partners to share experiences. That is the biggest thing you can be doing. Is one of your purposes, and how you're going to measure success is where your clients are sharing photos of things they've bought or they've done with you. And that is critical. and which will actually increase quality clients. You're looking to increase quality clients. So one of the things that I just don't want you to forget is call to action. You're going to be signing up. Call to action would be a CTA. One example is signing up for an event. That's a call to action. So call to action is when you're asking them to click and do something. Opting into a newsletter, that's a call to action. Well, why would somebody opt into a newsletter? Maybe you're giving them an hour free workshop, and that's how you're going to start the relationship. Click for more details, download a document. I'd like to give people that some of my calendar, because I like these calendars and I think everyone should be using them. So I'll probably just give that away for free. So I would have click here for your calendar and they would download the document. And so you got to think about, and here's a list of different things that you can use as call to actions, because you want to have a trusting image or video. You want to have it engaging, so it's authentic, a real you talking, maybe asking a question. One of the things I always do when I'm doing posts that do well is I ask it in a question, and that causes people to engage. Or it's a contest that causes people to engage. But I also have a call to action. If they want to find out more, they can click here, and then I can measure the action. I can measure it, which makes it really effective. So again, what you want to think about is, am I using a subliminal post or a direct post? So if you recall how we started everything, subliminal is the subconscious. So on social media, you want to make sure when you're looking at what you're posting that it's actually subliminal. It's maybe just a good morning message of you opening up some of your new products, or thinking out loud and sharing some of your thoughts on how you want to unveil some services in the future, and you're welcoming some feedback. So that's a subliminal message, which is telling people about your products, but you're not just saying, here, click here and buy. So think of the subliminal versus the direct. And then what I suggest is, if you want to post 5 times a week, one post be direct out of those 5. And the rest should be subliminal. So 1 be direct and 1 be subliminal. So 1 be conscious, and 5 be subconscious. Okay. So 1 would be about buy now, and then maybe 2 posts on clients that love you and what they're talking about when they love you. 1 post could be on your knowledge or your staff knowledge. If you don't have staff, it'd be on your knowledge. And 1 post would be on your soul, your family, things that make you a real person. So that's how I would balance it. So when I go back to the calendar, that's what I think about. I look at these and I go, okay, so what's my purpose? I am trying to make sure that everything I post goes back to my purpose. It's fulfilling my purpose, but it's going to be in the area of direct, subliminal, 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 because I want to make sure I am actually increasing trust, and the subliminal increases trust. The direct post, that 1 post out of the 5, where do you think I'm going to post that one? I'm posting it on social, but that's the one I post on my Google listing. That's the one I post on my Google listing. So once a week, you want to post on your Google listing, and the one you post on your Google listing is the direct, because by the time they go to Google to do the search, they already know what they're looking for. They're not going to Google listing to find out, something subliminal about you. They want to know something direct about your keywords. So that's how this all works. Okay. And so that's where you're looking at your weekly themes, your monthly themes. Do you have budget for boosting or promoting? How often are you going to post? Like I said, 3 times a week could be okay, but make sure one of those posts each week is to your Google listing. What kind of visuals are you going to need? Who are the influencers you might want to tag? Don't tag them every time. Tag them just once in a while when it's really critical. They probably do not want to be tagged if you're selling something, an influencer. They probably only want to be tagged if you're sharing expertise that their members or their community might want to know about. That's really critical. And then how are you going to measure success? What I like to measure is actually the outcome of increased sales. So one of the things I also do is tag products on my stories, and I'll share that with you in the Instagram class. And I measure success in sales in that one. So again, this is the little tool that I use with all of my clients. Once a month, we sit down and we look at what's the purpose this month? How are we going to measure success? Do I have an ad budget? And we fill out all of that information. So congratulations, that's 1 hour. And we've now completed the strategy workshop. And if you've upgraded for the actual course pack, I'll be sending you the full course pack on this within 24 hours, plus this video. And I also have other videos that I have that are talking about audits, how to do them. So a little bit longer videos on that, planning, the team principles, customer service, how you do customer service on your website, on social media, and virtual trade shows. I'm actually not doing that video till next week because I'm doing an audit on virtual trade shows that exist out there. So those of you that have actually purchased already the pack, we're going to continue into 2 o'clock for Q&As, but I'll be sending I'll be sending this to you as well. Class next week is on social selling, Google product listing selling. So you can sell on Google for free without buying an ad. You can sell on social for free without buying anything. And then what you need to have in the background is an e-commerce tool. So I'll be sharing with you which tool might be best for you. There's Weebly, there's Shopify, there's WooBox. There's a number of different ones. There's Square, which is one of the best ones that I find simplest to use. There's PayPal, of course, that you can use. So I'll share with you the different ones. And then from there, we'll be able to decide which one you should use. And then how do you put them on your social media? So, I have in this pack too, social media policy, just because it's something that a lot of people should be aware of, but I won't get into that now.